Hello and welcome to UAT Time within the United Countries special by First Ukraine. You can find us on the frequencies available on our website firstuat.com. I'm Sergey Velichanskiy.
And I am Olivier Vedrine. UAT Time is dedicated to bring Ukraine and Europe closer to each other by introducing the real Ukraine to the rest of the world.
More and more people in Ukraine are on the search of new knowledge. That is why a variety of business trainings is being offered more often.
Our guest today is Tatyana Revutska, CEO of MBA International Academy.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Good day.
Okay. Tatyana, would you please share a little more about the Academy, the MBA International?
MBA International Academy produce some international program of MBA. For example, English, Poland, and from the November month, we introduce in Ukraine the MBA program of IPAC French school, and we produce this MBA in Ukraine now. MBA it's not obligatory study for people. It's an additional study for businessmen. MBA includes some modules or matters who produce personal activity and professional development.
And the target is more professional workers, yes, more with some experience.
Yes, of course. For study for MBA program, person need have some professional experience, of course.
On your opinion, people from what spheres of business or activities more often come to get MBA education?
I think it's not depend about sphere of business, because in each sphere we need to know, and each businessman need to have knowledge in the business process in this firm. So, for example, it's not very important what you manage today. For example, TV channel, maybe tomorrow we will manage some plane or some fabric or some another business process. But every businessman need to know HR management, marketing, finance management in each TV program, for example, and in some plane or fabrics or another produce something.
Yes, really, you have a need in Ukraine about business education.
Yes.
And as we said with our friend Olivier in the studio, because we had an interview with him, you have to change a lot of way of thinking the business and doing the business. And
it's not the same. Thinking and doing business in Ukraine is not the same.
And and I think this is very useful to take some US or European education to change this way of thinking and this way of doing business.
Well, you know, my observation is that more and more of my friends or those that I know are either attending some classes or going fully to get the full MBA, and whereas before they had MBA diploma from other countries. Now more and more MBA is offered here.
Yeah.
So, and that is, you know, well, it's more convenient as far as money.
This is less expensive, more convenient, and you can have a very good MBA now in Ukraine, and you don't need to go to US or European Union.
Yeah.
Correct.
For example.
I have explained this. We have two branches now in Ukraine. So the first branch is the national program of MBA. He produce of national university, maybe college, etc. And another branch is the international program of MBA study. And we have some representative of the school in Ukraine. He has MBA international program, and after education, the student obtains the international diploma, not Ukrainian. But this school, it's some 3 or 4 3 or 4 schools in Ukraine now.
3 or 4 schools
School.
that can offer international
Yes,
MBA
MBA.
diploma.
Yeah, not a lot. And you
Not a
know,
lot.
the problem is that some MBA or Magister of Business Administration in some public university are not very efficient.
We talk about not about magister diploma. We talk about postgraduate education and MBA.
Yeah, I understand, but yes, I can do the difference. But a lot of those training are not very efficient and they're not very well trained.
Well, what's the now? Well, first of all,
I see in public university.
how do you define an efficient or not efficient program? Because it's quite a difficult choice. Just like how do you know which dentist do you go to? How do you go? Which MBA diploma do you go to?
This is very simple. I did a US MBA.
Okay.
I did a US MBA. Then to know if your MBA is good, first you have a large part of this MBA will be in English, international language.
Yeah. All right.
Secondly, a lot of professors come from professional area.
Okay.
And you have also some academic professor. But a large part, they have a lot of professional activities.
Okay.
And they have strong link with business. MBA is not only theoretical way.
Yeah,
It's
it's
business.
not the theory.
And
but
if you, for example, in my MBA, a lot of CAO and a lot of great manager came and teach me.
okay.
And also I had some professor for Harvard or well-known company, well-known university. But you have to do a mix. If your MBA is only academic MBA without link with the business, this is not a good MBA.
Yeah.
And you need also at least one foreign language, English.
Yeah. Now, what about your academy?
Of course, in our academy we have a lot time for experience, and we introduce experience and practice in theories. It's not theorics knowledges, because in our program of MBA, our students, it's top manager of different Ukrainian company, and they are the first diploma of graduate study, and they don't need the theoretic knowledges.
Yeah.
That's why we приглашать.
Invite?
This is why we invite practice of each modules and of each matters. For example, our financial management is a professor who has own agency of comptable and finance. So this person
Agency of what?
auditors and
audition. Okay. Okay.
Audition.
And yeah, another case, I did an international executive MBA. What is an international executive MBA? First, this is an executive MBA. An executive MBA is for person who have at least 10 years of professional experience. And a lot of my friends are in a lot of them are now head of companies in France or abroad. And we had some theoretical courses, but a lot of our training was study case.
So
Study case.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So a person who's just gotten, masters in, some occupation, whatever, doesn't matter. He can't go on and get the MBA.
If you have a master degree, you can do an MBA. It's not a problem.
Okay. No, well, you're saying that at least 10 years of
For executive MBA, but for classical MBA, this is only 5 years.
Right.
5 years.
Are you talking about students?
Yeah.
Okay.
A large, at first, an MBA program in US was for professional. And if you go to France, a large part of our students in MBA are professional.
Okay.
Some of them can be only student and go after that do an MBA, but there are very few.
Okay.
A large part are professional, But if you are a student and if you want to do an MBA, you can do an MBA. It's not a problem.
Okay, but this is you're talking about the United States
Yes.
and Europe,
Yeah.
right? So how about in Ukraine? Those that are enrolled in your program, what kind of experience do they have in business?
Our students have a different kind of experience. For example, in financial, in logistics, and supply chain management, and operation management strategy. So all sphere of business who study in our program of MBA. But one of the questions what we have to our students is to have experience in the sphere of their business. 3 years.
3 years,
Three
yes,
years.
that can be 3, 5, or
Okay.
for an executive MBA this is 10.
Yeah.
But you know, an MBA first. Why you do an MBA? You do an MBA to push your career and to have more money and to increase your income.
Yeah,
This is only that.
And to develop your business
Yeah.
and be more effective in people management. And now, what did you do before you became the CEO of the?
Of the academy?
Yeah.
It's not the first business for me.
Okay.
I am a director and I am owner of a big international logistics company. He occupies transportation, customer service, warehouse in Ukraine and in Europe.
Okay.
So MBA for me it's not only theoretical, it's a practice. And then when I introduce the international MBA program, I remember the questions, my own questions.
Yes.
I put to me.
Okay.
What to do, one or this, what research this problem, another, and I ask to international experts these questions, and that's why I introduce only international program, not Ukraine, because the structure of international program is another than Ukrainian.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, we have these Euro norms for education, say ECTS, and ECTS is that for each subject of courses you need a number of hours of study in the classroom and at home.
Yeah.
And with that you have a number of credits.
Yeah.
And this is in the processes of Bologna, you know, and that's work all around Europe, and this is also very good because you can have equivalents also in USA. Then in Ukraine you are discovering the process of Bologna, and that's why the typical Ukrainian MBA without this ECTS and this Euro norms or US norm cannot be efficient in an international market, and and that's why you must implant some foreign MBA, and they have those EU norms or US norms, and they are more efficient.
Okay. All right. So how is it to be a woman in business in Ukraine?
There are many women in business in Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, lately especially, yes.
I think it's no genderic problems with.
No, I'm not talking about problems, but I'm asking you how easy or how difficult for you to be, in business.
Thank you for your questions. It's now it's not difficult. It's easy because in one questions it's easy. Maybe some other questions it's more difficult for men in this. But in general, I think women in business it's more easy than men.
I have to underline a fact that the businesswoman I met in Ukraine, and they have a lot of energy, and they have a lot of will, more than other European countries, really. I think they used to fight a lot, really. That's my opinion. And
fight?
Fight, yeah. To be a businesswoman, I think in Ukraine they fought a lot.
Okay, okay.
I saw that very
Perhaps,
big difference.
okay.
Very big difference with our businesswomen in France. There are very big difference. There are more in Ukraine. The women are more businesswomen are more offensive than in France.
All right.
In our MBA academy now, it's 60% of students is a woman, and about 40 or 45% is a man now.
Well,
The
it
situation.
just means pretty much that women are more likely to study more and more rather than
Maybe.
men. I would still say that my observation that there are more men, businessmen rather than business ladies, but it doesn't matter, you know. How do you manage to keep it in balance, your family, your life, and you know, business, and you know, take on more business? You know, the logistics company is one thing. Now the MBA International Academy, and so how do you manage that?
Now it's not difficult because it's a practice. I started 20 years ago, and now I only owner of my logistic company, cargo service in Ukraine, and Antares Group in Poland, and I have a CEO of in logistics, and my business now more it's MB International Academy, because I am very interesting to do in Ukraine very special system of postgraduate education, because Ukraine needs now of quality in MBA education. We don't need a system of MBA, and my boot now is construction, it's development and of MBA International, and it's not difficult because I manage myself. It's a normal. I manage all time schedule.
Okay, okay.
It's difficult, but it's possible.
Yeah.
What is your how is your business? How has your business been since the Maidan and all the latest developments in the country? How have you been? Have you been doing in business?
Yes, of course, Maidan and the revolution was a very difficult time for everyone, and for our business also, and for logistics and for business of education. But I think that Maidan and revolution, it's a new point of for Ukrainian people. It's very difficult this time that we have now. It's a very difficult time, but it's a new point for the future, I believe.
And yes, and I think this is very important also for education, because now we know that when we receive Olivier, the Deputy Minister of Education, he said that he closed more than 70 institutes of education in Ukraine.
Yeah.
70, because a lot of them they have,
Because of a lot of violations and fake status and all that.
And you know that with the Tabashnik administration was a very corrupt administration, and this is not a secret. Tabashnik took money from education.
Yeah.
And now the new Minister of Education did a great job, and they are also doing great job, and they will continue to do a great job. But the Minister of the Education in Ukraine, what is awful that before Maidan, education in Ukraine was totally corrupt, totally corrupt.
Yeah.
And now we are on the way to fight against this corruption.
Well, for me, there is. It is great that international MBA comes to Ukraine. As you said, we have about 4-5 schools. It's not enough yet, but still it's good.
The
that
market
it's
is
there.
strong. You are 40 million
Yes,
Ukrainian
yes,
citizens. 40 million.
But what I'm saying is that it's difficult for me to draw the evolution line between the public schools that we have, the conditions of those schools, the condition of the education in the public school. You know, are they able to raise the potential students for the MBA? That's
They don't have. I come from private school. I did private school in France. I did a private school MBA, and I did a lot of my training in private school. I saw a big difference in France, and I think in Ukraine it's the same. When you are private institutions, you need students because the students are your clients, and without clients, no money.
Yeah.
And you need to be really the best.
why are you talking about private? I'm talking about public schools.
And yes, and
Yeah,
public
okay,
school,
okay,
and
okay.
public difference with public school. Public school, they have the money from the state.
No. Have you seen the public schools and villages in Ukraine? They are way.
But when you are a civil servant,
Underfunded.
when you
Yes.
have your money from the state,
Yeah.
you cannot think like a businessman who must earn his own money. This is not the same mentality.
Yeah.
That's the big difference for me. And that's more we will be private, more we will be efficient, more we will have a good product. It's my way of thinking.
And,
Still didn't answer my question yet.
and I think business has help to public school. For example, during the revolution and at the time after revolution, in our business school, our team of professors and tutor start the social program, Smart RIA, интеллектуальный тыл, Smart RIA. It's a series. It's a free series of masterclass and workshop for manager who in this period lost their job and did not want to stay in our personality and professional development. And for this person, we introduce this series of these topics and masterclass. It's our social mission of our school.
But your question was about public school, yeah?
Public.
And difference between public and private. Then
No, not the difference.
not the difference.
No, my
Excuse
question
me.
was,
Excuse
and I
me.
speak English. How difficult or how is that ever possible to see the transition from a student in the public school go to the MBA?
No problem.
No.
No problem. It's not problem.
Which problem you want to see?
problem.
No, my problems are that the level of the education in the public schools, especially in the majority of villages in Ukraine, are not training
Yeah, I know.
the students for the MBA. Phew, thank
Yeah,
you. You
okay.
understood me.
Yeah, I
That's good.
understand now.
All right.
Yes,
Maybe you can answer for that.
there is this problem. The knowledge is after public or private school in Ukraine. It's not for MBA international.
That's what I'm.
Yes, and that's why we close sometimes for some questions. For example, for international language, for knowledges in management, in marketing, in all process of business. Because for it's necessary to have exams and prepare the essay for MBA at the level of students now. It's not normal for MBA
Yeah.
program, and but it's good that in Ukraine we have a possibility to introduce our manager and to prepare there to work in international business,
Yeah,
because it's a first point of
Our time is.
Yes, but
up.
and other way, we can also provide now, because we have special BBA program in 1 year.
Okay.
Then we can provide in 1 year good training to go to an MBA level.
Yeah, well, but another thing is that I'm excited to hear about the social programs. I think just like in the football. The big football clubs, they have little junior leagues,
Yeah.
little leagues. I think that's the same way as the MBA schools and programs for adults, which is a big league, could take care, maybe, take, responsibility and offer for juniors, little programs
Yes.
and courses like.
Pre-MBA, yes.
Well, yeah, or even go further,
Yes, I think you have
yeah.
a market for pre-MBA education in
yes.
in Ukraine.
Well, I
And
think.
BBA also, BBA.
BBA, yes,
Yeah.
BBA.
I think we have a lot of things to cover in this issue, and
Yeah.
we will continue to cover. So it was United Country UAT time by First Ukraine. Our guest was Tatyana Revutska, CEO of MBA International Academy.
Olivier Vedrine and Sergey Velichanskiy were working for you in the studio. Stay with us and we will show to you the real Ukraine.
Thank you for being with us. Have a good day and see you soon.